All right, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add Flubaroo to a form. So here I'm working in John's Veterans Day history form. Add-ons is where we're going to go to actually add Flubaroo, which will grade it for you. So you're going to go ahead and click Add-ons. Now, John already has it installed, so if you didn't, you'd go ahead and click on Get Add-ons. And typically you can search for it. Most of the time in an education account, Flubaroo is going to be one of the first ones that you find. So you can go ahead and click on it, and currently here it would say connect or add for you. Since I already have it, it says manage. So once you go ahead and add it, it'll be in your list of add-ons. Currently John says regrade assignment because we've already used it to grade it once, but you can go ahead and click regrade assignment. Yes, it's going to replace my existing grades. I've already graded it a couple times. So this is one of the first steps in Flubaroo to make sure you set it up correctly in order for it to know what needs to give points and what doesn't. Username, first name, and last name all identify student, and it recognizes that. In this case, we also need to tell it that team identifies the student and not to assign a point to that. But then you'll notice all the rest of the 50 questions are assigned by 1 point, which means each question will get a point. So if that looks correct to you, you can go ahead and click continue. If you had more student responses, they'd be listed underneath here. But right here, we're wanting to choose the answer key. John has made it really convenient and titled his answer key so that we're able to select it. And for most of you, it should be right on top. The more student responses you have, the longer it'll take to grade the assignment. This error has been popping up a little bit lately. Just hit reload. Nothing will happen. Other than the fact that it'll reload the page with your grades on it. So you can see here that John's sample 1 came with a total of 12 points out of 50, and he got a 24%. Not all that great, but hopefully your students will do a little bit better. And then within here, you also get the option of taking a look at some of the averages for your students when it comes to which questions they got right and wrong. So you can kind of scroll through there and check out which ones they had. Now, the convenient thing about Flubaroo is it's also going to let us email students their scores as well as which ones they got right or wrong. So we're going to come back up to the add-ons button, click on Flubaroo again, and in this case, we're going to go ahead and email grades. Each of the students should have an Outlook account, and since we already collected that when they were taking the form, it should be no problem. We need to figure out which address question we had. That's the username. It's the one that we already collected for them, just in case they decided to put something in funny for their name. Then you're going to include the list of questions and their scores because they need to know what score they got. You can decide to include an answer key or not. Even if you don't include this, they will be able to see what the correct question was on each question, and I'll show you that in just a second. And you have the ability to go ahead and include an email. When you click continue, it'll go ahead and send that email. I'm going to skip that right now just to save us some time. But I'm going to head over here to our email, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is the email that students would receive then when they got the email from you. They'll get their total points up here. And then as you scroll down, they'll see all of their information, including what time they took the test. But then it'll walk them through each question. And let me just make this a little bit larger. It'll walk them through each of their questions. If the question is in red, it means they got it wrong. And you'll notice here, it gives them the correct answer. But if they got it right, it'll be in green. So clearly, John's test 1, he has a little bit more work to do. But it would be nice for students to go ahead and see this because then they can review their answers as well. So that's just a little bit about how Flubaroo will work when it comes to the Veterans Day program, as well as any other tests that you want to use it for. So